I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. Sometimes I feel like all is lost, but I know it's not true. I wanna put up all my walls cause I'm not in the mood, but then I cut myself off from the rest of the room. I know that time can heal it all if you're patient and soon it can all be worth it, all the searching. Pain is never really permanent, but damn it hurts, man. I could feel all of the turbulence and it's concerning. I've been searching for a purpose, I hope it's worth it. This society is really trying me. Ain't no hide and seek, I hide to be far from anxiety. I need my space, I need my privacy. I need some silence, please, you're all too loud. You don't speak quietly, opinions violently thrown across every surface. It makes me nervous, it's the world honestly burning. That's all I'm learning, hope that we can make a turn and start reversing. All our minds, we put the work in, we got some work, man. I started to grow. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Gotta get through this, life is a nuisance, tie up some loose ends. I try to be human, find a solution, my evolution. A place like this, it didn't exist, we made it like this. So you can go pick the bad or the good, got a glass halfway. I know, it's easier to hide than just to lay low. Not everyone in life has got a halo. I'm standing in the red inside a payphone, just wanna break, no. I'm not gonna give in, take a last shot, Michael J. Win. No, I'm not a robot, I'm in my own skin. Never get lost when thoughts pull you in. I miss the old you, we died with a purpose. All the energy around me felt nervous, scared I would pop off fast to the surface. Had to cut it off before you made me worthless. Torn apart, I've been torn and scarred. I had a given art, but now I'm thinking smart. I'm keeping up my guard, I'm hiding every card. A royal flush of love, you never know what's hard. With a back to the mat, gonna see where I'm at. I'ma fight like I'm mad, I'ma be something that they can never be me. Nice try, but they'll see I achieve everything while they stay salty. I started to grow. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I
Welcome back to your favorite channel. It's your boy PBK9's giving it to you the way I always do, like I always say, fair and unbiased, raw and uncut. Some gonna like it, some ain't. Big salute, big shout out to all the pet lovers across the world. Everybody doing what they gotta do to take care of these animals from the top of the globe to the bottom. You know, big salute, big shout out to everybody that's listening and watching the video right now. Got some news for my brothers and my sisters today, and we're gonna talk some pedigrees and we're gonna break some things down as well. You know, I'm gonna touch back on that royal family thing when I was talking about with as far as which line of dogs consistently kept producing great dogs after great dogs after great dogs. And we're gonna touch on some of that, some a little bit of Mayday talk, and we got some Eli talk as well. We're gonna touch up on. Big salute, like I said, everybody down in the chat, everybody listening so far. You know, I'm gonna start this thing off, man, by talking about every dog has his own traits. I said this a while back, and I'm gonna say it again, and I'm gonna say it in the future, probably. You know, we trying to match these pedigrees to dogs. We see dogs that have success, whether it's Red Boy, whether it's Jeep, whether it's your dog, whether it's my dog, whether it's his dog, whether it's her dog. We see these dogs have success. We try to match the pedigrees, and your success is not like that person's success when it comes to breeding, because every dog has its traits. Every dog has its own traits. You know, it don't matter if they're coming off the same exact little bred, the same exact way. Every dog speaks for himself. It's no different than your mama and father having 5 or 6 kids. All y'all got different personalities. All y'all act different ways, and all y'all bring different things to the table. You know, no matter your DNA say the same thing, top and bottom, but you totally different. Brothers, same mother, same father, night and day. It's no different. Every single thing that produces does it the same way. You know, it may come off the same flock, but hey, this one does this and this one does that. Now, when we look at these pedigrees and we see Magnolia Kennel over here with success with so and so, we try to match pedigrees up instead of going to breed the Magnolia. You want to go match pedigrees up, and you don't get the same kind of quality of dogs. You know, pedigrees don't make the dogs. Dogs make the dogs. You know what I'm saying? Pedigrees is great to look at. It is the background of that dog's coming from, and there's some things that you need to know in that pedigree. You know, as far as your program and stuff like that. But each dog carries their own traits. You know, I can have a dog off Mayday coming directly off Mayday, but he don't act like the other Mayday dogs. He may act totally different. You know, so if I got him and he say he just straight cold, a straight cold dog coming directly off Mayday, but yet I'm trying to use all the other Mayday dogs that may have good reputations. I'm trying to use their pedigrees to boost my damn dog sales or my puppy sales just off the pedigrees. Oh, look how mine bred. This a red boy Jocko Eli dog. Same thing as that. Or this a Mayday Bolio cross. Same thing as that, but it ain't the same dog. You know, it's like we say when we talk about Charlie and Jeep and the rest of these dogs, Yellow and JR and the rest of these dogs that come off the same breedings rather. You know, Bruce Banner, what's going on? Big salute to you. Big shout out to you, brother. Big salute to Big Toyo that doing this thing this morning, the whole Shogun crew, like I always say, man. I got a little bit of Eli talk today, because when I gave y'all that Royal family the other day, I gave y'all what I said, Red Boy, Yellow John, Mayday, Barracuda, and we can take it whichever way you want to take it. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go into multiple lines. It may take me a little while. I'm going to go as long as I can go, till the puppies start acting up. But we're going to go into multiple lines and see how long greatness would trickle down the faucet. You know what I'm saying? First thing, let me go ahead and give you this Greenville dog fighting situation. Go ahead and knock this out of the way so we can get up into these pedigrees. Like I always say, hope everybody having a great day. Great Thursday. Great August the 7th, man. Hope it ain't too hot out there for some of my brothers and sisters. Right now, for the last 2 or 3 days, we've been kind of back and forth, kind of rainy, kind of in the, I'm gonna say the low 90s, maybe the high 80s, but it's been feeling good, because the humidity was down. So what we're about to do is get into this Greenville dog fighting situation, and then we're gonna get into these pedigrees and stuff like that.
3 people are facing dozens of charges. Deputies say they are part of a multi-location dog fighting ring in Greenville County. 7 News' Laura Miller spoke with neighbors about the situation.
The investigation by the Greenville County Sheriff's Office began in June after animal control responded to a complaint about barking dogs and a concern for their well-being. At one home in Simpsonville and 2 in Greenville, sheriff deputies say they found dozens of dogs being abused and trained to fight. We spoke with a neighbor who wishes to remain anonymous. They told us there was a consistent issue of lighter colored pit bulls running into the street and causing car accidents, explaining for 2 years it was a common occurrence for them to see dogs roaming around and to hear barking. According to the Greenville County Sheriff's Office, the investigation revealed that the suspects were a father and son, along with a friend, 45-year-old Jamie Greer, 25-year-old Jamal Greer, and 56-year-old Kali Kassan Ivan Thorpe. In total, 35 dogs and 6 puppies were rescued. The Greenville County Sheriff's Office has called the case a heartbreaking example of the cruelty and exploitation of animals. The 3 people involved have been arrested and have numerous charges, including animal fighting and criminal conspiracy. In Greenville County, Lauren Miller, 7 News.
And now a full list of charges can be found on our website, WSBA.com. And anyone with information is urged to call Crime Stoppers.
Well, we have a first alert out of Greenville County. 3 men are arrested in connection to a multi-location dog fighting ring.
Officials say 35 dogs and 6 puppies were seized. It started back in June when animal control responded to a complaint about barking dogs and welfare concerns. Greenville County investigators uncovered mistreatment of a large number of dogs from 3 locations, 1 in Simpsonville and 2 in Greenville. The suspects you see on your screen are a father and son along with a friend. Jamie Greer, Jamal Greer, and Khalil Ivan Thorpe face multiple charges, including ill treatment of animals and animal fighting.
All right, that's that. Now we about to get into this dog stuff, man. Now the thing is, what I noticed about this dog game or whatever you want to call it, community or whatever it is, a lot of people want to be somebody else. A lot of people just don't want to be themselves. You know, and where I say that, I was looking on Facebook just yesterday or day before yesterday, and I seen a fake Southern Kennels up there. It is not a real Southern Kennels. Fake Southern Kennels. Like, put your own name. Represent yourself. Make a name for yourself is what I tell anybody. You know, these brothers, when you do stuff like that, you're not Southern Kennels and you make a Southern Kennels, what does this tell you? Use an imitator. You know, you want to be like somebody. City Boy Kennels, what's going on? Make note. Marcel, what's going on with you? Yeah, you just want to be somebody. Be yourself. That's the hardest part these brothers have nowadays times. You know what I'm saying? Being yourself. You know, this brother said, Mayday dogs aren't red dogs. Mayday dogs are brown and black dogs. Now, I just looked at this comment. You know, I just looked at the comment and I'm like, all right, Mayday dogs are brown and black. So you can say that because Mayday brown and black. But Mayday mother is a red nose. Now, like common sense would tell you, now Mayday's off yellow, but his granddaddy is Yellow John. Then his great granddaddy is Red Boy. You know, and not like I said, not to mention his mother was Dolly with the Patrick stuff. So it's only ignorance that get up here. That's why I'm like, I don't see myself, in that community. You know, feel how you want to feel, but I'm doing my own thing, man. It's too much ignorance over there, too much dumb shit. Facebook gives everybody the room to feel like they big you, little them, or big them, little you, rather. Sorry about that. You know, and I don't got time for it, man. Folks just talk dumb shit. Hold up. Let me give you some old red Mayday dogs just to help you understand what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Red dogs off Mayday. Let's go hard, the brat. Red dogs off Mayday. Southern Kennels Sally. Red dogs off Mayday. Southern Kennels Bruno. Red dogs off Mayday. Directly, these dogs are directly off Mayday. MOK's Little Dolly. Directly off Mayday. Southern Kennels Mocha, however you pronounce it. Directly off Mayday. All these are red-nosed dogs. You know, y'all brothers are so filled with hate, so filled with envy. You really don't got y'all. I'm gonna tell you right now, you like 65% hate, 30-some% dog game, and I don't know what the rest of you feel with. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even 50% dog game. A lot of y'all brothers, man. You, like I said, you on these chats, you in these Facebook groups talking about weights, talking about that. Listen, if you got to come on Facebook and ask a brother weight, you must don't got no dog friends. You must don't got no folk you can lock into. You know, if you got to come on Facebook talking numbers, talking all that shit, who you dealing with in real life? Fuck all this social media shit. You know, come up here telling us about your champion. Don't come up here trying to make no motherfucking champion. You know, it's obvious. A lot of y'all ain't connected as you're trying to act like you're connected. You don't know who you're trying to get on. And Facebook and YouTube let y'all motherfuckers feel like you're big time. Let you feel like you're doing something you ain't doing. You know what I'm saying? You don't need me to make your dog a winner. You don't need me to make your dog a champion, a grand champion. Sure enough, they don't need me to do that. They don't need nobody in my chat to do that. Come back bragging. That's what we want you to do. Come back bragging on what you did in that show, in that confirmation of that weight pull. You know. Now let's get into this right here. You know, because like I said, man, we got a fake Southern kennel talking about red-nosed Mayday dogs, and like I said, and honestly, I gotta talk to folk that going hard, folk that touch Mayday. Somebody like Victor, somebody like Crossroad, folk that been around Mayday. I ain't trying to even politic and conversate with motherfuckers who bought generational dogs down from Mayday. Then you get on Facebook talking about Mayday. You ain't never even seen none of Mayday grandsons. But you got all this shit to say about Mayday. At least, let me say it like this. You ain't never put your hand on none of them, you know, in the 90s or in the early 2000s. You know what I'm saying? But it just is what it is, man. You know, if that's the case, Mayday, saying Mayday is only brown and black dogs. What about Big John? He's a brown and black dog. I guess he red dogs ain't no Big John dog either. It just showed the ignorance in this dog game, man. Just show the ignorance in this dog game. It ain't what you can gain, it's what you can maintain out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Put y'all boys up on something, boy. Listen here, man. While you're hating on the next man, worrying about these red dogs and red Mayday dogs, and them boys gonna slip them merles and them blues right in the bin on you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, ain't no red Mayday dogs. 10 years from now, we be arguing. Oh man, Victor bred is so and so, and they had a merle dog. Victor bred is so and so, they had a blue dog. This and that and this and that, and then they got proof. But then they gonna have proof from it. You know, with all the technology, they can come up and make up some shit. You know. But let's get into this shit right here, man. When it comes to the royal family of these dogs, I said it. Red Boy, Yellow John, Mayday, Grand Champion Yellow, Mayday. If you want to go the Mayday route or Barracuda them. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these dogs. We're going to go from offspring to offspring. There's a lot of great dogs that we're going to leave off. I'm pretty much naming the more popular dogs or the dogs that we all heard about. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be grand champions that won't get mentioned what I'm talking about because they're not popular, you know, or they're not. When I say popular, I mean their name is not really known like that, you know, and they don't take nothing from the dog at all. He might have been a great, or she might have been a great dog, but it's just something. Well, you catch on what I'm talking about once we get into it. Let's go. So let me share this screen real quick. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to Eli. I'm gonna go to Eli first. Let me go to Eli first. Give me a split second. I should have had this set up already. All right. See what I'm doing? All right. We're trying to see if dogs consistently produce great dogs. And like I said, there's going to be a lot of dogs that don't get mentioned, but they don't mean they wasn't great. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with Eli, because I done started with Red Boy, went down to Yellow John or whatever. So we're going to do Eli. Now, we got Eli, well-known dog. Then we go to Bully Son. So that's two. Eli the Bully Son. And it's different routes we're going to take with different dogs. You know, we got Eli the Bully Son. Now we're going to go to Honey Bunch route. That's three. Eli the Bully Son, the Honey Bunch, the Jeep, which makes four. The Tab. See if I can find Tab real quick. How the hell Tab ain't on the first row of Jeep offspring? Unless I'm looking over it. Oh, I see it right there. All right, we got Tab. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And from Tab, we got Gators Rodriguez, or Rodriguez Gator. Sorry about that. Rodriguez Gator. So that's 6. From Gator, you got Crenshaw's Blackjack, which makes 7. From Blackjack, you got Woodall's Weird Jack. Weird Jack makes 8. Now, I'm going to stop right there at Weird Jack with 8, and that's coming down from Eli. All dogs that you heard of before, and, that's just 8 dogs. I'm quite sure we can go down from Weird Jack, but I'm not real familiar with his lines. I need some of y'all brothers that know that line. You maybe could tell me one of the more famous dogs off Weird Jack that, pretty much everybody knows. But that's 8 dogs going down to Weird Jack. Now, let's do this again. Let's start this over. Let's go back to Eli. Give me a split second. Okay, now we're going back to Eli. We're going to go to Bully Son this time. And this time we're going to switch down to Midnight Cowboy. We're going from Bully Son to Midnight Cowboy, and we're going to see how many names we're going to name down from there. And like I said, it's going to be a lot of great dogs down in the in offspring list that I'm not naming, but it's just the famous or more notable dogs that we've heard about, and I may look over some. I'm not perfect, but we got Bully Son, then we got Midnight Cowboy. Okay, that's 3. From Midnight Cowboy, we got Grand Champion Riddick's Herman. Makes 4. From Riddick's Herman, you got Skull, Maverick Skull. Sorry about that. You got Maverick. Boudreaux's Maverick coming down off that. Now off the Maverick, you got the Skull Dog. And then off the Skull, you got the Black Widow dog, everybody heard of. Like I said, I'm not familiar with a lot of these lines, so I'm going off of online pages, and I'm going off of once I see the dog and recognize the name. What's a well-known dog that's coming down off Black Widow? Boudreaux's Black Widow, a well-known dog. And anybody can come up on that link if they want to talk about whatever you want to talk about, But what's a well-known dog? And that's about 8 dogs as well. But what's going to amaze you, we got to take it back to the old school for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Got to take it back to the old school. Because we're going to go to Bolio and all of them. And big salute to Garner. Big salute to the brother Garner out there. Because it's going to shock a lot of brothers. Now, let's go to Dabo. Let's go to Tudor's Dabo. All right. Now this, we got Dabo. From Dabo, you got Spike. From Spike, you got Carver's Miss Spike. So that Dabo, Spike, Carver's Miss Spike, that's 3. You got Arts Missy after Miss Spike. Carver's Spike, you got Arts Missy, which makes 4. You got Wood Snoody, which makes 5. Abernathy's Molly, which makes 6. Chinaman, which makes 7. Frisco, which makes 8. Elmo, which makes 9. And we can probably continue to go on from there. Like I said, I'm just naming some of the famous dogs. And at this point right here, Tudor's Dabo going down through the Garner stuff, through the Snooty stuff, seems to have more consistency when I'm talking about just looking at the names. This is no proof on paper, none of that. We just looking at names, barbershop talk, you know. So Tudor's Dabo had 9 going straight down. Now, when I went to Tudor's Dabo and I went Dabo, I went to the Tudor's Spike Dog, the Carver Spike Dog, and I went to Miss Pool Hall Red, and that kind of left me at a halt right there. You know, some brothers can help me with it, you know, like I said, but I kind of came to a halt right there when I went down that way. When I went down the Garner way through the Dabo, and I went to Garner way, it was a whole lot more famous dogs trickling down. Now, let me check out Burton's Hank. Burton's Hank. That's 1. Offspring Burton's Hank, Jocko. That's gonna be 2. Let me find it. Let me go back to Hank because y'all know how Jocko look. All right, we got Burton's Hank, we got Jocko, we got Miss Jocko, we got STP Sassy coming down off Miss Jocko, and this is a particular way I went. And then off Sassy, we got AAA, and off AAA, you got Punk. And like I said, you can name other dogs coming down off Punk or whatever, but that's about Hank, Jocko, Miss Jocko, that's 3, STP Sassy, 4, 5 with AAA, Punk is 6. So, you know, we're a little bit behind Garner on that one. You know, now if you go from Hank 1, Jocko 2, Gladys 3, Deadlift 4, Zua 5, Lucane 6, you know, and then after Lucane, you know, it's pretty much in the air. You can keep, and you can go again as well with the Burton's Hank, Jocko, Dangerous Dan, Termite, and Carolina Kennels Cyrus. And we still in one hand, and it's up, like I said, it's up to debate whether, you know, the dogs that come down off of them. There's a lot of dogs I'm leaving off. I'm not just calling out dogs as grand champions in the offspring. I'm calling out dogs that's known in the offspring. It might be a dog that's more known, that's just a rum or poor dog, compared to a dog that's a 5-timer. I'm not looking for none of that. I'm just looking for dogs that we know about or heard about, rather. You know, brothers that did a little bit of their promotion back then. Now, let me go right here to Bolio real quick. Let me go to Bolio real quick. All right. Now we got Bolio. It's different ways you can take Bolio and go down. And like I said, we're not trying to match bloodlines. We just talking about dogs that produce great dogs. Now you got Bolio, you got Red Baby, Anderson's Taka, Otter's Tonka Bear, and when you're coming down off Tonka Bear, it's gonna be up for grabs. You know, different people know different dogs a little more than other dogs, but a lot of great dogs in the offspring, and that's going down from the Bolio, the Red Baby, to Anderson's Tonka way. All right, now if you go Bolio, the Red Baby, you can go this way. Let me tell you another route you can go. All right, we at Red Baby, so we can go Boyle's Dirty Mary. So now we at Bolio, Red Baby, Dirty Mary, that's 3. Now from Dirty Mary, you go Lee's, Reno, or you can go the boat action route. But I'm not real familiar with the dogs that's real popular off boat action or the dogs that's real popular off Reno, And I may have heard of a dog before and just didn't know it was a Reno or a boat action dog. Now you can go from Bolio. You can go from Bolio, the Bull Boy Bob, the Patrick's Little Tater, to STP Buck, to Yellow Buck, and from Yellow Buck you can go to Going Hard's Little Buck or Going Hard's Buck Rogers. And like I said, we just talking about how many times these dogs keep constantly producing great dogs, And like I said, for the most part, the dogs that's coming down into that Snoody and Garner stuff, like I said, it's not saying that they're the best dogs or none of that. We just talking about famous dogs that we heard of that's coming down off more famous dogs that you heard of. Coming down off more famous dogs that you heard of. Now, you can go to Red Boy, you can go to Yellow John, the Grand Champion Yellow, which is 3, Mayday, which is 4, Barracuda, which is 5, Hunch Day, which is 6. And we all know Hunch Day produced great dogs, and some of his dogs produce great dogs. Now, let me pull up Melo Yellow Pedigree. All right. Let's see. Let's see how. Let's see. Can we go back and find us some Eli in this dog anywhere? Red Boy Jocko dog right here, right? Now, let me see. It's one of these dogs. Well, I'm gonna do it backwards. I'm gonna do it the opposite way. All right. The page you're looking at, Welcome All's Baby, which coming off Bud and Mountain Man's Cocoa 2. All right. Now, if you go back in the Cocoa 2's 4th generation, you see she's coming down off Homer Jr. Homer Jr. carries the Rascal on the top side. Your Eli in there as well. So that's Eli and Rascal and Homer Jr. on the top side, rather. Carver Claws, Black Shine, and all them. All right. So that's Crenshaw's Rascal. Let me get it correct. Crenshaw's Rascal Jr. in the Homer Jr. dog. Eli. Another dog with more Eli in it. So the Homer Junior dog has this fair amount of Eli in him. And I mean the mountain man Cocoa female right here. She has a fair share of Eli in the background back there. You know, now she was bred with Walker-Mall's Bud. They made Little Mama. Little Mama made Rattler. Let me go to the other one. Let me go to Rattler. We know we at Rattler. Okay. Some of these dogs, you have to go into the siblings and get the right dog up here. Oh boy, I don't even see the dog I'm looking for. But anyway, you see the Rattler and the Mello's pedigree. So Rattler, he's all red boy Jocko because the way the breeding was did, before it got to him. But if you look at his blood with that mountain man at the very bottom down there, he has a slight out in him. Has a slight out. Let me try another way. So that's Fletcher daddy and Melo Yellow daddy. See, Ronda Rousey is a key dog in that Melo Yellow and Fletcher them that I love. Ronda Rousey, Rattler, Buddy, Crazy Eyes Jr., Crazy Eyes, Split Ears, Country. So anytime we see the Rattler in a pedigree, we know it go back to that mountain man Cocoa dog at the very bottom of that pair. Anytime we see Rattler, to that mountain man Cleo Cisco. What's going on down there in the chat? Joe Womack, what's going on? Big salute to you. Big shout out to you. Bando for life. I see you down there. What's going on? What's going on? Inglewood Kennels in the house. Like I said, man, a pedigree, it's good to know about the pedigrees because you have to know about that. If you don't know about the pairs, then you kind of gonna be lost about the dog in general, about his background. But the dog himself is what you're trying to breed from. It's like if you got a dog from me, right? And your dog grow up and becomes a great dog, a big dog or whatever. And I'm breeding, it don't look like, how can I put it? Once you start breeding your dog, your dog is, you breeding your dog for what you got in your yard. You're not breeding your dog for what I got on my yard, because your dog is producing his own joints, his own, offspring. Oh yeah, you got the pedigrees are always important, because you need to know what your dog's coming off of, but at the same time, it don't have nothing to do with breeding wise, because if you take your dog a good dog, you can't read a good dog. You look at a good dog. You read a pedigree. You can go see what you want to, if that dog good enough to breed with your dog or not. That pedigree don't make that dog good enough to breed with your dog. You don't got to know how to read no pedigrees, but got the best dog in the world. And every time somebody see your dog, they like the dog. They don't, the pedigree ain't gonna make it no better. This dog right here showing me in my face. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to know how to read pedigrees to do good breeding. The pedigrees, you just need to know what you got as far as your line or whatever is coming down off of certain things, and being sure that it's coming down off this or coming down off that. But as far as making good breedings, you don't got to know how to read that. You just got to know how to read the dog that's in your hands, the dog that's in your face. Here you take this dog right here that needs some, say for instance, you want some more speed in the dog, and you need to breed some more thump into, like some more up into the dog to get them more hyperactive. You can't find hyperactive on a pedigree. You got to see that. You got to see what you need to add to these dogs. You can't find what you need to add to these dogs on that writing, that black and white. That just telling you the blueprint, telling you what they coming off of. It ain't telling you what you got. I could be wrong, Stoic dog, but I know one thing: you can read a pedigree and know how to read pedigrees and have curves all day long, because you breeding bullshit. Because the dogs that you got is curves with good pedigrees. You know what I'm saying? So you still breeding because the pedigrees look good. And then I'm gonna use myself for example. You know what I'm saying? If the pedigrees look good and I don't know nothing about the dogs, and I constantly get up here, oh, this is a Big John, oh, this is a Mayday, oh, this or this. I don't know nothing about the dog's period just because the pedigree, I'm going off that. I'm breeding bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I can read the hell out that pedigree, but I don't know how to read the damn dog in my face. That's the problem we got in the dog game. Not you, Stoic, but that's the problem we got. Everybody know how to read these dog pedigrees, and nobody know how to read the fucking dog in their hand, in their face. You know what I'm saying? Get the dog and fuck the dog all up, but you can get that paper and make a straight A on that pedigree reading and all that shit. Put the real deal dog in your hand, you can't get down with it. Big salute to you, Stoic. I'm rocking with you, big dog. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing but some good old barbershop dog talk, man. Can't lighten what it is. Trying to get this dog talk on, man. My puppy's got me going randomly today, man. I don't normally go this time of the day right here, chill. You know what I'm saying? But my puppy's got me going randomly. I got to work around them. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Them little jokers get to hollering. Man, shit. Piss me and y'all off out here. But yeah, man. I'm gonna tell anybody, if you're dealing with these kind of dogs, you want to be able to read pedigrees. You don't want nobody to be able to talk to you fast, swindle you with nothing. You want to be able to read something or look at something real quick and kind of get a clue what it is. As a pedigree reader, you should be able to look at a pedigree if it got the more famous dogs in it, not dogs, but dog kennel names. We're not talking about somebody who you may not know nobody in the pedigree. For the most part, you should be able to look at a pedigree and recognize what it is within 15, 20, 30 seconds. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't even take you that long to peep certain things out. Go straight to the fourth generation. Go straight to the fourth, and then from the fourth, you start peeling that bitch back, peeling it back. Oh, I see yellow. Oh, I see red boy. Oh, I see Eli. So I know this. I know that. You can do all that shit in 30 seconds. You might can't read the whole pedigree, but you got to kind of, you kind of know where you're coming from with it. Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. Now, Which one you think more important, Stork Dog? Knowing the dog or knowing the pedigree? Which one you gonna end up with better dogs with? Knowing the dog or knowing the pedigree? Now you can know the dogs in your pedigree. That's just like knowing the dog. See, a lot of y'all know that Mayday stuff, but you never seen Mayday dogs outside of the ones that you just got or touching on. I'm saying I'm use Big John. I know all them dogs, not just Melo Yellow, not just Fletcher. I know all the motherfuckers. You take it far back, we want to go back. I know them. I don't just know the writing. I know the dogs themselves. So when I tell you I'm breeding for this or I'm breeding for that, or I'm going this way, I'm going that route, I ain't going that route because of a paper. I'm going that route because of what I seen, what I know, or just my personal preference. But when I look at a Big John pedigree, all them shits look the same to me. But when I look at the dogs that I know, I look at each dog for them, what they brought to the table. Now you got dogs and you got dog brothers and sisters out here that get the most out of their dogs. You know what I'm saying? You got people, like I always say, it's more important. It's just as, maybe not more. I'm gonna say it like this: it's more important that your dog get to the right people than you to have this top echelon ass pedigree ass dog that's supposed to be super 5 times grand champion and all kind of shit like that. And then now everybody talking about, oh, your dogs ain't, like I said, you ain't making no rum list, you ain't doing this, you ain't doing that, your dogs ain't, because who you selling them to? You grabbing the bread, you getting the money from it, but you getting the dogs to people who gonna fuck them up, people who ain't gonna do the right things with the dogs. You know, folk gotta do the right things with the dogs in order for you to get that acknowledgement from the dogs. That's why the brothers from the 90s, it was a lot of brothers in the 90s era that was doing the right things with the dogs. When I mean the right things, I mean marketing them, promoting them. You know what I'm saying? Taking them out there. You know, like they always say, it ain't never been no more truer. They ain't never had a pedigree or paper that could win a confirmation show. They ain't had a pedigree or paper that can win in the box. They ain't had a paper or pedigree that can win on a damn treadmill, neither climb that damn wall. But we still seeking that shit. And there's another thing I want to ask brothers. Mount. When y'all gonna start talking about trying to breed for some mount that gonna last? Lasting mount, long lasting mount. Hey, like they say, ain't no future in front. I don't see no future in that mount. The future in the gameness. Yes, sir, man. That's why the old saying goes when it comes to mount. Weather the storm. Weather the storm is shit. Weather that storm, that's a wrap. Now you're trying to figure out how to make the mount last. Oh man, he had mount at 15 minutes, 25, 35 minutes. He averaged now. And I Google it just to see if I can find out, how long does a dog keep his maximum bite pressure when he's engaged in fighting, or when he's engaged in like a wolf in the woods or something? How long do they keep maximum bite pressure? And one thing I found out was a scary dog bites the hardest out of, not saying the hardest, but a scary dog is some of the hardest biting dogs when it comes to jaw pressure. And that comes from defensive biting. Not necessarily saying they're scary, but a defensive biting dog clamps down harder. But how long they can sustain that, it's different. And it didn't have no answer for that. Maybe I was asking the wrong thing and couldn't really read what I was saying or whatever. But it just said, for the most part, a defensive dog clamp down real hard, but it's not for a long period of time. And I understand that because they're scared. And it also said at the same time, a defensive dog won't give all a pressure because they're biting in fear. So they won't really give that total all like a dog that's going towards something. Yeah, hey, Joe Womack, the way it looked, man, when I was just calling out, some of them old dogs out, the way it looked like at Tudor's Dabo. And if you can follow that down, you keep following that down and keep following them. Following them names don't mean you'll get a great dog, but just a little game that we was playing or whatever, just to see how long greatness was produced in some of the famous dogs. And like I said, this ain't no knock to nobody dog I ain't mentioned because this is grand champions, and all kind of stuff I didn't mention. They just want dogs that I heard about really. And just because I haven't heard about them, don't mean they ain't well known. I'm just one out of millions of people that have been dealing with these dogs throughout the hundreds of years. Oh yeah, Ken Light, and you're right about that. I don't think they'll, go too long with it, but we gotta look at it like a human being, right? We got a knockout blow, a knockout punch. You got a one-hitter quitter, but you a scared dude. Somebody ran up on you, and you scared as mother, and you caught him with one of them right hooks. Now it's a good chance that your power not all the way there, but you gonna hit them. That fear do a lot sometimes. Oh yeah, and like I said, some of these dogs that I call their names out, they may be well known, but the dog themselves wasn't really all that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about to people who actually know these dogs. The dog wasn't all that, but it's a dog that's kind of everybody know the dog name. And like I said, I know a lot of great dogs in some of them offsprings that I didn't even call out. Period. Yes, sir, man. Choo, choo. And then since we talking about mouth, you know, how many people dog really got a good bite pressure, but you don't know how to keep them out. You took them out away from the dog by taking too much weight from the dog. The dog can do what he's supposed to do. If you had more weight on him, you want to have a skinny damn dog because you don't know how to call weight, or you don't know how to actually, I told you, knowing the dog, knowing how to handle the dog in your hand, not that paper. It's a big difference. Got the damn dog skinny as hell. You think he in shape, you think he conditioned, you done took all the damn mile away from him. And now you got about 5 pounds on him next time, and now he biting like a shark. So it's a lot of things that come into play when it comes to mouth and a dog. I told you before, brothers will see a little bit of blood and say that's mouth. No, the dog just got sharp teeth. He's got sharp teeth. He still bite. He can't bite through a wet paper bag. But a lot of blood came. So, my dog got mouth. My dog got mouth. It's so many different definitions of mouth when it comes to brothers in the dog game. But there's only one definition of gameness. We can all see that's game. But you over here bragging about mouth. Now here come Joe Womack and Stoic Dog come up over here. Man, you talking about that's mouth. Man, that ain't no mouth, man. That ain't no mouth. But one thing about gamers can't be denied. When you see it, you see it. Big salute to them brothers out there with them alligator dogs, man. Some of the gamest dogs that I heard about from the 90s and the 80s era, you know, the early 90s and the 80s era and stuff like that. They brought a lot of gameness and brought a lot of size, and I'm guessing they brought a lot of tenacity and stuff like that when you bred that alligator stuff into them dogs. Yes, sir, man. And like I said, I know that I got a homeboy that say he had a phenomenal red boy Jocko alligator cross. I got an old man that I pulled up on when I was a teenager. I pulled up on his front porch. And, you know, he told me, I can say his name, but I ain't got to say it right now. Fuck it. Salute to all them dog brothers across South Carolina. Mr. Pelican man told me that. Sitting on his front porch, told me about them alligator dogs and how he used to cross them alligator dogs into his stuff before he got the champion radar dog, which I think was a red boy Jocko. You know, that alligator stuff always had a name, so it had to been something to it. You know what I'm saying? It had to been something to it. And one thing I will say, if you got real alligator dogs, this is my opinion, in modern day time, you should have some pretty good dogs if they heavy bred alligator. You know, I say you should have some pretty good dogs because, in my opinion, that line haven't really been watered down like that. It wasn't as popular as it was in the late 90s as it was in the early 90s and the late 80s, which was a good thing for it. Meaning a lot of the people that came in the early 2000s, they wasn't trying to get alligator. They was trying to get other stuff. And they fucked all that other shit up. While the alligator, you know, certain people had it and they was doing their thing with it. But that's what keep a line steady when it's not out there in everybody's hand. That's what screwed up. Like when we say German Shepherds. German Shepherds are in everybody's hand across the country. That's what screwed the dog up. You know, Malinois aren't in everybody's hand across the country. So they haven't had a time to screw the dog up yet. Once you put these dogs' hands up, like it's greater chances that the Mayday dogs, that the Jeep dogs are way screwed up more than the alligator dogs. Because of the popularity of the dogs led to bad breeding and puppies still being sold, but it's bad breeding and genetics not there no more, or the traits not there. I don't say the whole alligator, man. I say gator. If you're a pit bull, man, you need to know who I'm talking about. I'm gotta say, you know, because they got that different type of stuff and all that other shit. And I'm talking about one gator dog, Plumber's alligator. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about all that, them black dog, oh, that's a gator dog. Nah, I ain't. See, that's what fucked the gator dogs up too. Every damn time you see somebody with a black dog that don't really know about pits, the first thing they want to yell, oh, this is a gator dog. Oh, that's a gator pit. This is a gator head. This is a gator mouth. All right. You got a gator mouth. I got a plumber's alligator. Salute to the plumber brothers out there and Mr. Hammonds and all them, man, that preserve that alligator stuff, that, you know, made great breedings for these brothers coming down off the snort pig, the Rufus and all that other stuff, man. You know, big salute to all them brothers that running them lines, man. Old schoolers. Yes, sir, man. Where would we be at if we didn't have the old schoolers? We could talk trash. We could say this. None of that stuff matter no more. It's what you're doing right now today and with your dog and with your program, period. But at the end of the day, you can't knock what the old generation did from the 90s. The 90s can't knock what the generation from the 80s and the 70s did. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had their run. Everybody had their time to put their work in. Just brothers like Mr. Kobe had extra long. LeBron thought he was in the NBA a long damn time. Mr. Kobe was in the dog game a long damn time, boy. Mr. Kobe got in. Mr. Kobe got in from the 1800s on into almost the damn 1970. I don't know how when Mr. Kobe died. Mr. John P. Kobe. He got a lot of years in. You know, he ain't only other person that got as many years in is Mr. Tudor and Mr. Boudreaux. It ain't nobody else that I could think of right now. You know, you can come up here and tell your story. You ain't got to tell no crazy story. But we know Mr. Boudreaux in his 90s. We know it's common sense, unless he got in the dogs in his 50s. Even if he got it in his 50s, he still had more time in it than most folk. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Hey, Stoic Dog, and another thing, man, you know, that time be flying to all my dog brothers out there, man. We'll think back when we was young, man, we had dogs, and we be like, Stoic like 50 years in. Man, shit. I mean, hey, I know I got 30 years in. I mean, don't got 30 years in with a Big John dog or a Mayday dog or a Jeep dog. I got 30 years in with them dogs. Different kind, you know. That shit fly by fast, man. Hey, I'm gonna get some brothers to come up here and talk about them old family red dogs, man. Bring me some pictures so I can load up in there as well. Because that's one line of dogs we really don't focus on a lot, but I believe they bring more to the table than we giving them credit for in some of our modern day dogs. You know, so we gonna get into some of that old family red talk, and find out what these dogs, you know, what they looking like in modern day times compared to back then. I mean, shit. The old family red stayed true to one color of dogs, and they almost stayed true to one shade of dogs. That dark color red with them yellow eyes and them funny color eyes and that type of stuff. You can look at them and tell them when you see them. You know, they almost stayed true to one color, but it's about a few shades of that red they be. But unlike any other line of dogs, you don't see the black ones. You don't see the brindle ones. You don't see the other colors. You may see white. You may see red. And I'm not saying these dogs don't have old family red dogs in it. I'm talking about a dog that's strictly based from top to the bottom, old family red, bred the way it's supposed to be bred off the stuff. You know, you see just that red shade, that dark red, that light color red with the yellow eyes. So if they stay true to that line, and then you get a black dog, oh man, something you did, you ain't got it, ain't straight old family red. But they don't say that when they have Jeep dogs. They don't say that when they about the red boy dogs. They don't say that about the red boy Jocko dogs, the Eli, or none of that. Just the old family red dogs. They real particular about them dogs and keeping that line of dogs exactly like they was back in the days, from the top to the bottom when it come to color wise and shape wise. You know, they ain't big on saying, oh, this is a pure old family red and this is a black brindle dog. We can do that with all the other lines. Big shout out to everybody that's running that iron line stuff, the NORI, all the NORI stuff, all that, man. Like I said, I had let's go to this old family red picture real quick. Wilder's Inferno. I had a dog that looked just like that. Name was Sonny. I was telling y'all about. She looked exactly like this. She had one, her ears is clipped, but one of them flapped over on her head. She wasn't as built as he was though. But you know, she maybe had got like that when she got older. But she looked exactly like that. But the temperament wise was a little bit different. And this don't mean it's about every old family red dog. Just the one I had. Her temperament was a little different, more like the aggression wasn't there. She'll go, because I did her a few times. She went, but she didn't have that. It's like them Jeep dogs and them red boy jockos, like they come with style. It's like you come with style. You ain't just coming to the party. You coming to the party in style. And that's why a lot of them can't stand up to what they call a fast lane bulldog. Because you just coming to the party, you ain't coming in style, dog. And them dogs come in style and they get it done, you know. Joe Womack say, who could tell him what Gordon's Red Lady and Carver's Black Widow had in common? I don't know, old Joe. Go ahead and drop that link, or you can drop it in the chat. Black Widow and Gordon's Red Lady. I'm about to drop that link right now. That link for anybody that want to talk about dogs, shoot your shout out to your kennel or whatever. Like I said, advertise your product, whatever you want to do, man. Hey, Ken Lightning, yeah, my dog Sonny was more, like you said, more suited for family pets and new pit bull owners. She wasn't real souped up. She wasn't real souped up where, driving me crazy or none of that type of stuff. How's it going, brother?
Hey, brother, how's it going? Y'all doing all right?
Yeah, how about yourself, man?
Man, I want you to do me a favor.
Yep.
I'm a real student of Earl Tudor. Earl Tudor, his bitches was crosses, and I tell people that Earl Tudor females were crossed. If you go to before Carver had Black Widow, Earl Tudor had Black Widow, and Earl Tudor bred to Dabo the Red Lady, Dabo the Black Widow. Black Widow and Red Lady has little mates in them that people don't know. Gordon's Red Lady got a bitch in there called Briar's Money. Briar's. I can't think of her name right now, but it's Briar's Bunny, something like that.
Yeah.
But Carver's Black Widow got a Williams 8-time winner called Williams Red and her. They are little mates. Myers Bunny is also in Cotton's Bullet Daddy, who's a 14-time winner in that pedigree. So that's what I've been following. Guess what those dogs consist of?
What?
Champion Ferguson Centipede.
Mm.
Before Ferguson had Centipede, Earl had Centipede first. So tell me why Earl always bred his on the bottom. He had his bitches. They came down they was crossed in Ferguson Centipede. I always tell people that your foundation is a cross.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you want to go to Jocko Daddy is 5-time Mayfield's nigga. Mayfield's nigga is a Tudor's dog. I'm sorry. I'm here to tell people. I
Oh
said
yeah.
something about Bolio and Honey Bunch. If you go to Bolio, you'll see he double bred Black Widow on the bottom. You go to Honey Bunch, her top half is controversial, but her bottom half is double bred Carver's Black Widow in the same location. You can pull it up.
Which one? Which dog you say?
Okay, if you want to
Honey
go to
Bunch?
okay, go to Honey Bunch, right? Tell me where's Carver's Black Widow in Honey Bunch pedigree. See, placement is very important. People don't understand placement. Carver's Black Widow
Okay,
is
that's
double.
on they bred
I'm sorry.
they bred Rascal the Black Widow in Honey Bunch pedigree that I see right here.
Okay, but Honey Bunch in Honey Bunch pedigree, Black Widow is where? Double bred on the bottom, right?
Black Widow. Yep.
Okay, now go to Indian Bolio. You'll find Indian Bolio, Carver's Black Widow is double bred on the bottom of Indian Bolio pedigree as well.
Hey, and you got two half brothers. You got two half brothers, Dabo and Rascal. Both of them bred the Black Widow. I'm still in Honey Bunch pair right here.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's a consistency that these old timers were doing it. No, you cannot just breed pedigrees.
Yeah.
We know that. But if you do the research, just like building a blueprint to a house, there's a common denominator. You start to see something over and over and over and over again. Then you're like, oh damn, I get it. So yeah, man, I just wanted to get on there and say that. But that Ferguson Centipede dog has went on to produce that Old Family Reds. He went on to produce the Cottingham, and also in Maverick. I'll tell people they call Maverick Eli dogs. No, Maverick had a Long's baby and Long's Tuffy in her pedigree, and they litamate sisters, and they coming down from the Snow Dog, which coming down from the Cotton Bullet stuff. So it was crosses. But people don't want to cross to the Red Boy, the Cottonham. I'm like, what is wrong with people?
Yeah.
But I digress, man.
So now we're looking at Centipede pedigree. Now let me ask you this: now, what is Centipede the Old Family Red dog?
He played a part.
Oh, his offspring is. I think somebody told me his offspring was Old Family Red.
Yes.
He bred to some Old Family Red females, I think.
Yes. So you had the Burt Kloss you'll find in there, and then you'll find the Ferguson Centipede in there as well. But I want people to understand this as well. Like that dog, that Ferguson Centipede dog, man, let me tell you, brother, that dog has went on to produce lines of his own. Even today in the Cottingham line, you got the Medlin Outlaw bred to Tills Jeff. When you're dealing with the Red Boy, you double bred Tills Jeff. When you're dealing with the Medlin Outlaw, you are single bred Tills Jeff to the Medlin Outlaw. That's when the Ferguson Centipede come in. Ferguson Centipede is the best kept secret. And I ain't mean to spill the beans. I know people are gonna be mad at me, but I just had to get on here and tell you.
Hey, it is what it is, man. Shit. They gotta try to find some.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. And so that's why a lot of those guys are breeding those so-called Eli dogs, and they was wondering why they was getting red-nosed dogs coming up through there. You getting the red-nosed dogs because you got Carver's Black Widow in there, got an 8-time winner. That's a Ferguson Centipede dog. And then you got Red Lady bred the Dabo that's coming in and bringing the litamate sister to him. That's not a coincidence. In Gordon's Red Lady that produced the Boomerangs and the Big Liz's who went on to produce, Art Missy and Boomerang are littlemates. And so they Amy, who was champion Big Stockton Big Liz, and Carver Smith Spike, that's their mama. She went on to produce on her own. I was talking to a guy, he was talking about the Chinaman blood. I say, man, do you not understand? That's not an Eli dog.
Yeah, I went a lot of years, dog, just calling the Chinaman an Eli dog until I just really looked at his peg and said, damn, this ain't no Eli dog.
No, he double bred pistol, and then he got Art missing in him, and he got Big Liz in him. Come on, now, Big Liz, Carver Smith, Spike are litter mates. Their children. I mean, that's Boomerang and Art Missy, Mama, and Big Stockton, Big Liz is their auntie.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Hey, look, okay. But man, I'm gonna jump off here. I'm gonna get back in the chat. I got my grandbaby, but I would just have to, that's my little spiel.
Hey, I appreciate you coming to rock with me today, my brother. You can come up anytime, man. Anytime you want to get up there and talk about them dogs or anything, any kind of information you got for a brother or sister out here.
Okay, brother. Take
care. You have a good day too, man.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir, man. Big salute, big shout out to them Eli brothers out there doing they great breedings with them Eli dogs. Man, they must got a lot of dogs in the dog shelter over here where I'm from, because I've been looking on Facebook and they've been posting. I guess they flooded. They've been posting pit bulls, all kind of dogs available, and a lot of them not even neutered or spaded. They just need to get them to good homes. And remember, I gave y'all that article one time before where the animal shelter wasn't taking care of the dogs. This that same area. So they just trying to get the dogs to good people that's gonna take care of them, and I guess get the population down in the shelter as well. But yeah, I ain't gonna hold y'all brothers and sisters here too long, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with me today. I had to give y'all that news, do a little bit of pedigree talk when we talk about the royal family and which dogs really trickling down. And like I said, from my opinion, the dogs that I've seen die the most dogs going down consistently with big names, and like the brother said down in the chat, the big names don't mean shit. We just talking about the brothers who did they advertising or did they promoting back in the days that got it to where we know these dogs when we hear them. When they say Centipede, we know who Centipede is. Or when they say Dabo, we know who he is. Or when they say Deadlift, we know who Deadlift is. Or we know who these other dogs is. When they say Eli Jr., we know who they is. Or different dogs that's coming to Midnight Cowboy and them, we know who they is. So it don't necessarily mean Midnight Cowboy was better than the dog that you got right now in your hand. Your dog might be better than Chinaman and Eli or Midnight Cowboy that you got in your hand right now. But he if you don't promote him, he won't be as known as them dogs is. And just because you known don't mean you better. You just more known. You did better on the advertising end than other brothers did. When it came to Mayday did better on the advertising than other brothers did. Mayday was advertising like he had social media back then. I'm wondering if Victor the only one had the internet. If Victor had the internet with Mayday, that AOL was floating around. Victor was using that shit. Them little damn CD discs was coming, and that's the only way you can get internet. Victor was using that shit. Hey, yo, I want to say it's Frisco. Frisco got 27 damn pages of breedings. Y'all talking about Mayday? Boy, Frisco got 27 pages. And that's just off one Frisco dog. When you go to Frisco siblings and click on the other Frisco, somebody that made the pedigree, it's going to show you other offspring off of them. But yes, sir, man. Appreciate you, Joe, man, coming up and giving us that good Tudor information about them Tudor's dogs. Y'all have a great day, man. Y'all stay safe out there. Enjoy your work. Don't let the boss aggravate you. Take care of them dogs. Stay cool out there. Stay dry to the places that is raining. Stay warm to the places that is cold, man. Because we rocking with brothers all across the world. It's winter somewhere right now where it's hot as hell over here. Somewhere or another, they stepping in 10 foot of snow. So y'all stay safe out there. Y'all stay legal out there. Remember where you got it from first. Some gonna like it. Some ain't. PBK9s, and we out.